Hello aspirants, a very warm welcome to you all and Andarki Namaste. Every year, few lakhs of aspirants write UPSC Prelims exam, but only few thousands clear this exam, and there are students who are clearing this prelims exam on a consistent basis for third time, fourth time. There are also students who do not clear this prelims even for their third attempt or fourth attempt. See, there's a fundamental difference between those who are clearing and those who are not clearing. Also, you might have come across that this student or this person is clearing their prelims for the fourth time, or this student is not clearing their prelims on a consistent basis. See, the fundamental difference is that those who are clearing have a right strategy, right plan and right approach, and those who are not clearing, it doesn't mean that they did not study. At times these are the people, they are studying more, but the problem is that they do not understand the demand of the examination. They read more, they spend more hours in library, consuming whatever that comes across them. They consume lot of content, and at the end they build such large pool of knowledge, and when it comes to examination, in the exam they won't be in a position to perform under the pressure conditions. See, toppers have a strategy. Now that strategy is they go through the previous year questions, they understand the demand of the examination. Also, they understand what are the high yielding topics and what areas you need to focus and what areas are the least important topics. The relevance of the examination is something very important. So today I am going to teach you that particular strategy where in 80%, where in 20% of the time, how to cover that 80% of the syllabus. See, you hardly needs near about 60 or 70 days to cover 80% of the UPSC preliminary syllabus. But if you read that right content, right strategized material, these things will be easy for you. See, before I go any further, I wanted to show you some analysis and some strategies of the topper, that there are students who follow this strategy, and for them this strategy is working on a consistent basis. See, every topper has a favorite subject. Even you might be having those favorite subjects, but your favorite subjects or your performing subjects should be those subjects where the number of questions in UPSC asked are more. Let's say, first thing, if you are thorough with certain subjects like geography, environment, and if you're good at mapping, the chances of you clearing prelims is very high. How? Let me show you some analysis on the board here. See, this is the chart of the UPSC preliminary questions from each subject. Now this chart can also be downloaded from the link which is given in the description. From there, whatever the PDFs that I'm going to use on the board, you can also download that. See, Indian geography and world geography together, when you look into in 2025 or in 2024 or even in 2023. See, in 23, 18 questions are asked, and in 24 also 18 questions, and here 11 questions are asked. When you combine environment and ecology to this, you add 13 questions in 25, 15 questions and 18 questions in 2023. On an average, when you see 36 questions are asked from this area, and in 24, 33, and in 25, it is near about 30 when you add 4 more mapping questions to this. In totality, on an average, this geography, environment and mapping, together they contribute to near about 30 plus or minus 3 questions. That is either 33, 35 or even 28, 27. So, if your subject should be, if this particular subject is strong, let's say out of these 33 questions, if you are able to solve 25 odd correct, then into 2, you would be getting somewhere around 50 marks. Just from mastering geography, environment and mapping. Now you might be asking, or you can ask me, so why is that the highest number of questions are from this particular subject only? It is because a common sense says that this UPSC preliminary, UPSC CSE exam plus Indian Forest Service exam has a common prelims, and this prelims, for the forest there will be questions from ecology, environment, and prelims is a common exam, so that's why you will have geography, environment and mapping questions more as compared to any other subject. So the first strategy that you should follow is master geography, environment and mapping, and score the maximum number of marks from this particular subject, and things will do wonders for you. See, look here, when you look into the cutoffs, 87, 75, 88 in 22, 23, even in 24, even in 25 also. See, in totality, the cutoff is somewhere around plus or minus 5 of 90, and this is the average mark. The golden mark is somewhere around 100. Let's say that you score somewhere around 50 marks from this particular topic. Gems. Let us call this as gem. 50 marks from gems, and then by reading polity, economy, and the science and tech, plus international relations and history, which is ancient, medieval, and modern. Now, don't you think you can score another 40 marks from here? Easily, it is doable. But many students spend lot of time on reading current affairs. See, current affairs for a majority of the times comes from only these subjects. That is, current affairs are asked in science and tech, they are asked in environment, they are also asked in the international relations. So, some part of current affairs also come from economy. But when it comes to geography, polity, there are multiple repetitions of the static content which are happening in the current affairs. So, your new content consumption other than static for the current affairs should be majorly coming from these areas. But students, they spend hours together reading polity current affairs without linking it with the static and also economy related and history related current affairs. See, the right strategy and approach should be that you should master the gem subjects. Now today, let me show you how the toppers use this particular technique of understanding the important themes of a particular subject. There are only few themes where questions are asked on a multiple basis, multiple times, every year on year. I'm not telling that the questions are repeated. I'm telling that the topics are repeated. Let's say lakes and rivers. This is one of the favorite topic of UPSC. Now let me show you the total number of questions which are asked in the last few years. Look here. Gandikota Canyon of South India was created by which of the following river? This is a question which was asked in 22. Now, multiple rivers were linked, like Jhelum River passes through Wular Lake, Krishna River directly feeds Kolleru Lake, meandering of Gandak River formed Kanwar Lake. Now, this is a combination of river and lakes. Now, rivers and lakes are very important. Sometimes rivers and the national parks are important. It is about you understanding a particular river and studying everything about that rivers. And this is one of the highest yielding area. If I show on these questions, there are multiple questions which are asked year by year, and at least 20 questions to 25 questions are there in the last 5 years itself. Now you can also download this particular PDF from the link which is given in the description. Now come back. Today I shall be showing you a particular subject, what are the important topics that you need to focus in understanding, and these are the high yielding topics. And these are the areas where the questions are asked. You can also go back to the previous year questions and look out for these topics. These are the common topics which are always asked. See, 80% of the syllabus with respect to preliminary examination, you can do it in less than 30 or 25% of the time itself. So try to study in a strategic way. Don't consume the content, whatever that is coming across your way. Be little strategic, and this is how the toppers use. See, look here in geography. If you look into the solar system, there are multiple areas where questions are asked. Solar system and the origin and evolution of the earth. The favorite area for UPSC is Big Bang theory or the asteroids, comets. There are number of questions that are asked. But when you look into the current affairs of this area, for this particular year, green comet was in news. You can see here. The evidences of the Big Bang theory, that is nothing but the red shift and the blue shift, can be asked. Solar flares, geomagnetic storms are in news. Along with that, sunspots and splitting dent. This is a new term which we get to see in the current affairs. Once you read the static content of this and apply this particular content in this part of the area, on an average, when you look into, there are 10 number of questions that are asked. In the last 4 years itself, 4 to 5 years, 10 questions are asked combinedly. Likewise, you go to the second topic, that is solar radiation. So climatology is one of the important areas for UPSC when it comes to geography, and this is mostly conceptual oriented. Here, questions were asked on temperature inversion, the clouds, it is one of the favorite areas again for UPSC. Next, atmospheric circulation. So each of this area will help you to understand what are the areas where the questions are asked and what areas you need to focus for this particular year, and the total number of questions in each of this particular category. Now this way, what does the topper do is they understand the demand of the examination for each of these subjects. right? Now, once you understand, your strategy is read this topic, then apply the current affairs of what are the expected areas, then go and solve the previous year questions of this particular topic. Now, once you solve the previous year questions, things will become easy for you, and there is a domain that you can draw, or you can draw a boundary for yourself that questions will not cross this particular area. Even if they cross, if you can't answer, no one else in India can answer. That should be the confidence that you should develop. And knowledge is not everything. There are some techniques such as elimination techniques might work. For some, they have excess of content, they apply practically. So elimination techniques, assertion reasoning techniques. Also, there are some numbers, certain tactics and techniques which we shall be taking up those kind of videos in the further areas, in the further coming time also. So you can also download this particular PDF from the link which is given in the description. Now come back. In order to solve all these problems, plus the content, see, your content should be present at one single place. Let's say you know that there are questions on lakes and rivers, right? Now this year Indus is very important. Indus Water Treaty we have suspended for indefinite period of time, right? Indus becomes very important. When you look into the Indus River, you should be knowing what are the tributaries. Tributaries ka पूछना maybe last 5 years onwards, they are not asking what are the right bank, what are the left bank. Rather, they are asking which city is passing through, what lake is present, what national park is present, what are the origin areas, like that. So this particular document, at the end of all the content, when you get to revise them, looking at this, what are the dams that are present and what is the drainage basin. Likewise, for every river, when you go do it, I am sure that this particular document will at least give you 4 to 5 questions which are asked in the rivers and other map areas. This will help you to make them correct. Now you can also download this particular document from the link which is given in the description. So the strategy should be consume the content based on the high yielding areas, then go apply it to the current affairs and the expected areas. Later on, you have to understand the demand of the examination, solve the previous year questions, and develops this kind of revision cards, or these kind of edge cards we call it. And this edge cards for each and every topic, when you have, let's say that within geography, if you have some 20 to 25 topics which are high yielding in nature, and if you have them with you, things will become easy for you, and the road to success in the preliminary examination can be easy. So in order to make all this available to you and make it easy for you, we are going to come up with a preliminary crash course where we shall be acting as a one-stop solution for your content, exam relevance, and also previous year questions. In-house teaching, every day you shall have an exam, and then we shall monitor your examination performance and then mentor on a weekly basis. Our mentors are those who have cleared prelims for the 6 consecutive times. Now they shall act as a mentor for you on a consistent basis. They will monitor your performance, and we will help you to understand the subject, also the exam relevance. Now in this particular crash course which we are going to launch in the month of December first week, here one-stop solution handout shall be given, plus mind maps for each of the topic, and a revision material which is concised into one single page in the last moment revisions, that will be given to you. Apart from that, previous year questions will be solved within the classroom itself if a particular topic is taught, and proceeding time period in the same classroom we shall be teaching you that particular current affairs, and we shall solve in the class itself, and we shall teach you tips, techniques and tricks to solve the MCQs, and last 1 year current affairs will also be taught to you in the class. And if you feel that prelims is a tough task, please do come and meet our mentors. They shall help you to guide and create a roadmap for you. There is a link given in the description. Please make sure to go through the entire documents. This documents and the strategy can help you. Thank you.